welcome to the NXT review. I'm Michael Sidgwick, joined by fellow Dudley boy Michael Hamflett to review everything that went down on last night's show. But before we get into it, if you're a fan of this sort of thing, make sure to subscribe to WhatCulture Wrestling on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, and YouTube for daily wrestling podcasts, where we not only preview and review the show formerly known as NXT 2.0, Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, premium live events, question and answer time. We have wrestler interviews on occasion, roundtable discussions, and we host a roundup of the week complete with a bloody good quiz of chaos on WhatCulture. Hamflett?
Yeah. Wilborn being away, chasing co-eds. Like, this is the 50% of those days actually.
They're so lovely. They're so lovely. They're so lovely. Scouting for girls.
That's what he's doing.
He's not. He's genuinely, I think. He's a host of the Student Radio Awards. He likes to give back.
Yeah.
And he's a bit like CM Punk. Wilborn's a bit like CM Punk, where he likes to give back to the business that made him. Mm-hmm. It just so happens that the people asking for advice are a lot of young people.
And he only makes half his towns.
Look in my eyes, what do you see? Radio personality.
Hello! And all that. Yeah. I thought of him a lot.
Jazz FM.
Yep. I can't know more. I'm worried we're going to tiptoe over.
Yeah.
He'd be having a great time. It's fallen on a Wednesday and Thursday, and he was mostly very jazzed about that, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But this is the bit I genuinely think he would have missed, and I was thinking of him a lot watching this.
Genuinely, or,
Well, with NXT, it's real. And I don't get it any more than you with this. And I am speaking as somebody that just...
We'll try to tell him it's a different show to the one he fell in love with.
I just, before we recorded, forced you to watch the MFT's entrance because I think it's so brilliant.
Yeah.
So I understand earnestly loving stuff that
Jeff Cobb's face, bro.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
This is a guy...
Tell me, honestly, straight-faced, like you mean it, that there is a better use in pro wrestling for Jeff Cobb. I bet you can't.
That match he had, I'm so sorry. You're going to think I'm pathetic here.
2019, Garden.
No, but that was fine.
Okay, I thought you were going to say like a 6-year-old thing, and it would be like,
that's 5 years old, bro.
This is
it's not. They're over. Obviously, don't say they're not over. But what I'm saying is, Jeff Cobb had a match, and it was a Pando Wrestle Kingdom clap crowd with Shingo, and it's unbelievable. Like, it is unbelievable. That MFT's entrance is the epitome of the spiritual agony I legitimately experienced when I watched WWE. Like, all the gear, no idea. Like, just this. It's all those memes of Triple H, like, curating a wrestler's entrance like he's Stanley Kubrick. Yeah. Like, this will make you a star. And then I love it, though. I love the the fact that no one in the audience is really reacting to them. What else?
Full Metal Hack it.
Yes.
How's that?
Yes, I like it. Eyes Wide Shut, and that's every time I watched him at WrestleMania.
Yeah. A Clockwork Orange is a colour he asked for when he was getting his tan done before WrestleMania.
Yes, exactly.
Preposterous.
The Shining, which was what his ex-DX stablemate used to do, and he used to stand next to him when he did that.
And more. I love them. I don't love this. That's the point I was trying to make. That's what I was trying to use the MFTs as a way in, because I acknowledge that I like things that not everybody enjoys about pro wrestling, and that's why I believe he likes what we watched last night for review purposes. I don't get it anymore. Like, I'm going to have fun reviewing it, hopefully.
There's some bollocks on here, I will say.
There's been a bit of a return of the bollocks of late.
Return of bollocks.
Did you see, like, later on in the show, Tavian Heights' gear seems a little bit inspired by his weird back and front pack from last week? Remember he had that? He did that run in. He had six backpacks all in one. Like, the chains.
Return of the hack.
Old Pots and Pans Troy is trying to bring a bit of bollocks.
Sorry, man. I'm get preoccupied with this stuff.
Wordplay now, isn't it?
Yeah. Like 2001, a Something Odyssey.
You can't really have a baby face Odyssey because it rhymes, but it sounds complimentary.
3H Odyssey.
Yes.
That's not bad. Eyes Wide Shut was a good one.
Yeah.
Can't think of any more Kubrick films.
Well, I can help you out with that, Jam.
Smell Your Own Farticus.
Yes, okay.
How's that?
Yeah, I'll have that.
Yeah.
Spartacus, and it's talking about his catalogue of in-ring classics.
Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Suck My Own Cock.
Yeah. Dr. Strangelove. Isn't it strange you are married?
You do NXT.
Yeah.
Short pivot as NXT opens with a tribute video for Veterans Day in America.
Switching gears.
And then we get, obviously, Trick Williams and Ricky Saints entering
Gosh,
for the big match
you
tonight.
can't kick my ass there, pal.
And we open with the culling. Tatum Paxley's your favourite, isn't she? She's the only one that gets introduced, interestingly. They all come out in the culling. It's the killing videos and all that kind of thing, but it's just Tatum Paxley, NXT champion. And the reason that's the case, they all pass the microphone and the fans are chanting, Tatum Tuesday, Tatum
She's
Tuesday.
11 years old.
That's one of the reasons why, yeah. She says, just hearing the words Tatum
Is that
Paxley.
one of the reasons why, what, the Florida fans cheer her?
No, I'm just saying, like, that's why
I thought that's what you were saying.
And she's so excited because the act
Yeah,
she's
that's what you were
supposed to portray-
That's obviously what you were saying.
The act she's supposed to portray is that of an 11-year-old girl, so everything around her is just like, wow, this is so exciting, including being announced as NXT Women's Champion, including the fans chanting Tatum Tuesday. She notes, though, if she wants to keep hearing that, she's going to have to listen to her friends. Cut to Izzy Dame looking on, suspicious like. She notes that
suspicious like.
it was got a bit daft last week. They were wrestling 1 minute and they were dancing the next, but she got a bit distracted in the excitement of it all, and that's why she lost. Izzy Dame's forgiven her, though, because that's what friends are for, right? Izzy says, like, all we want is to be your friends here in the Cullen. We want what's best for you. Sean Spears has gone back to menacing this week. He spends his entire time. They're all dressed in black again. He's better when he's partner. We know this. He's looking like sort of like he's trying to we are ready to look after you now, Tatum. And it doesn't work.
No, never does. Never does.
And Izzy's pretty brutal. It says, look, yeah, like it's great and that, but if you want to keep being our little silly dancing champion, you can't just be handing out title shots willy-nilly. You got to use your discretion. Tatum says, I will. But it was really fun using the wheel. You weren't in on the preview yesterday, but I pitched the idea that she keeps the wheel.
Yeah.
And every week picks a random challenger. And because Izzy was never on it in the first place, she's now never been further away from a title shot.
I like that, I genuinely like that.
I like it. I pitched it. But we're going to find out soon why that might not even occur, you see. Because Izzy sort of like tries to temper Tatum's excitement again and says, don't listen to these. I mean, this is pretty cool. Don't be put off by these people cheering you. Like, you could send a fruit fly at her and these people would cheer you. Yep, probably would.
Yeah,
Fruit
yeah.
Fly was wearing an NXT t-shirt and looked around and
Fly forever.
just
Fly forever.
I love this place. Just all that sort of stuff. So yeah.
What I love about this place is the passion.
It's great having Fruit Fly back here, Book. I love Fruit Fly. As he says, nobody deserves a title shot. That's what they'd say. Nobody deserves a title shot. You can't keep giving out free opportunities. That's not what's best for you.
Shucky ducky fly buzz.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah. We have established now that anything is something.
Anything is something.
Anything, something's anything.
Do more fly stuff. But they get interrupted anyway, having this little back and forth by Flightal Influence, which of course is made up by Fallon Henley.
Fatal Influence.
Flightal Influence. Yeah. Which is made up, of course, of Fly, Flyny Reed, and Flicey Jane.
Yes, I like it.
JC says, look, Tatum, I know how you feel. I carry this division on my back as the NXT Women's Champion. Again, I'm with Izzy Dame on one thing. You don't listen to these fans. And at that point, she turns to the fans and says, everybody can just shut up.
Shut up, you pew.
Shut up, you flies.
Not doing it for the entire podcast, though.
It's the Fly XT review. It'll come up naturally, as it always does. And Tatum said, basically, Tatum's worked really hard, so she wants to show that beating Jessie Jane was no fluke. She's going to be a fighting champion. Izzy's kind of stepping back in again, saying, I don't know, Jessie Jane's great in that, but what I've been saying, don't give away these title shots willy-nilly. And Izzy's saying, yeah, but she's right. She did kind of do what's right for the division. Maybe I should give her a title shot. And Jessie's like, yeah, go for it. Give her a title shot. And Izzy tries to step in the way. And Tatum says, Izzy says to Tatum, go on, tell her she doesn't deserve a title shot, Tatum. Right, Tatum? And then I'm getting all giddy and excited. And Izzy's like, right, Tatum? And then Tatum goes all serious faced and says Izzy Dame's right. I'm smart. I need to be smarter. I need to show discretion. I need to make the right choices. And I'm going to be selective. After next week in New York, Jessie Jane, you get your title shot.
Just one more.
Yeah. And he was like, yay! And Izzy's absolutely bloody furious. And obviously then the match is set. Jessie Jane versus Tatum Paxley one more time for the NXT Women's Championship. And this is why I don't think my wheel idea is going to play out, because I think Jessie wins it back.
I don't think she wins it back. My fantasy booking would be, I'm going to step on the dick of next week's preview, but that's irrelevant because I don't really preview the show on the preview.
I will have forgotten about it by then.
Yeah, well, certainly. Izzy Dame will cheat on Tatum Paxley's behalf because the idea in the story is that Tatum Paxley wants to be an honest-to-goodness, defending workhorse, fighting all-comers champion. But Dame is like, you can't do that. You won't have the title for very long. And my heels. You have joined a heel stable.
Pretty clear we are.
Yeah, I know. So I feel like that they're going to keep exploring that, and she will, that'll be the conflict
Tatum at some point
between the two going forward.
Well, Tatum at some point, other than Lyra Valkyria, is going to amass some babyface supporters, isn't she? And that's when you're going to see Izzy kind of being more and more of a heel, saying they're not your real friends.
Yeah.
Real friend.
Yeah. In terms of performances, this is abject. Sean Spears in the background is terrible. He's nowhere near convincing as this sort of puppet master. I think in his head he's like, I'm the kingmaker and all of this. You're just a 45-year-old dude standing there who kind of needs to grow up and realize that you're not sinister and that you are Pata, and that was what you were put on this earth to do. Izzy Dame, meanwhile, is just doing the job. I would say bare minimum, gets the words, says the words, I hear the words, and that's it. Izzy Dame has got something in terms of an expressive charm, hence why she's over, and there's a little bit of a Tatum Paxley movement, hence why she's the goddamn champ. But I find it embarrassing. It says a lot about her in-ring in my, assessment that she is a star, that I can tolerate it. If she sucks ass in the ring and she's going on like that, she is on the Matt Hardy list. Matt Hardy, Road Dogg, Mally Black list of I hate you.
Yeah.
Please get off my telly. I find it unbearable. My skin is crawling as we speak. I'd be in favour of the wheel.
Yeah, just the challenger wheel.
I'm not being funny, right? It's that thing. Anyone who gets out of a box is immediately over. Correct. Whose shoes are they? I kind of need to know whose shoes they are. That, the most rudimentary examples of me being deprived of something or not yet knowing information. That's how you get someone like me on the hook. I just need to know. I want to know now who's on the wheel. So even when I'm watching this Drek masquerading as a professional wrestling television program, this soulless, vapid, awful TV show, when the wheel spins, I'm like, well, which one's going to land on?
What if one of the weeks, when they bring special guests back to NXT, what if Johnny Gargano's having his 3-monthly trip there? He's got off the zip line that's just constantly going around the ceiling.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean, thanks for letting me down, Sean. And he's come back again, and then he sees the wheel.
Pissed myself a few times. Classic wrestling rib, just like the 90s.
Classic Johnny wrestling. I always myself. Right there. But he's just
myself as well.
Oh, God.
Sorry.
Oh, God, I hate wheels, Sean. You know I hate wheels. You booked it that way. But then she spins the wheel, and it's Candice LeRae. He's like, maybe wheels ain't so bad. Might that be what
It's his fault for buying an N64 for himself for Christmas. And generally being like, is he a Disney adult? They're all Disney adults, aren't they?
Yeah,
Not that there's anything necessarily wrong with a Disney adult, but don't make it your personality, and don't be a professional wrestler if you're a Disney adult. I mean, they should be two different things. I know Cody likes it.
It's because they're all Florida.
But he doesn't go on like he's a Disney adult.
No, he used to a bit, I think, when there was nothing else going on. Now he's a wrestling adult.
Yeah.
He has hobbies. Maybe they should, yeah. Come on, Johnny, it's in your surname on occasion.
What's your favourite Disney film? Just in case there's any Disney people I've pissed off. I like some Disney.
I like the Disney parks, by the way. I'd probably end up being a Disney adult if I lived in Florida. Being totally truthful, just because they're right there, and I like going to the parks.
Yeah, like you'd be a Disney attendee.
Yeah, Disney attendee.
Would you like dress up as Mickey Mouse?
No. I don't know, Disney. I've watched a lot since having the kids, but I didn't like Disney when I was younger. I wasn't like.
I liked Disney when I was younger.
Did you? I say I had the Fed. I wasn't wowed by them.
Well, everyone had the Fed. That's why we're all literally. That's why Nicholas is here. That's why I'm here. That's why you're here. That's why the listeners, viewers, are here.
No, I like them all. Everybody else.
Oh my God, you're not one of those.
Yeah.
You like.
I didn't watch much. I didn't like.
You had other things going on.
Not much.
Nope.
Like.
You like the Premier League, you had the sticker albums.
Yeah, but it was all secondary, tertiary. Disney didn't get a look in really. I had an
older sister, I think, which helps with this sort of stuff.
This doesn't happen as much anymore, but you know how like it's the pattern of most stories, but it's especially the pattern of Disney. You know when the equilibrium that has been enjoyable for the first 15 minutes is then wrecked by the villain that is sort of like lurking on the horizon. I got a bit like annoyed because I was like, just don't make that one mistake and let this villain in, and then you can just keep this great life. Like, they've always got like the great life at the beginning, and that's beautifully established, and then that thing happens, that inciting incident, or that like the villain gets their claws in a little bit. Like you know this won't end well. Just keep it as it was.
And then 90 minutes of incident-free animation.
Well, it's because like that was like the aspirational bit to me. I just want like an incident-free life.
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, like, they've got it made. Why would they gamble it on a poisoned apple or something? I
like Aladdin.
I was going to say Aladdin was living on the street.
Yeah, he was living on the street as well.
I don't think do you know what? I've only seen that awful
wretched.
Will Smith
Absolutely
remake.
wretched.
God,
absolutely wretched.
Friggin' hours or something.
Aladdin was
awful.
Aladdin was
I've never seen the animated one, I don't think.
Aladdin's good. Lion King.
Didn't like it. Like, it's a lot of
valuable life lessons and charming comedy.
Adult
songs.
Nala is a hardy with a body, but like
so Disney, no bestiality, yeah. Don't laugh, you've just said it.
Yeah, look, animated, so it don't count. We've discussed this at length on the podcast.
Who's trying to get one up on the Predators, aren't you?
I don't have any
animated character that's not human that you fancy.
Not one.
That's wild. You gotta get one. That's like, that's dream stuff. Forget the actual plot of a Disney film. Nothing can ever happen. They're animated and not human. That's perfect. Can always stay. Anyway, yeah, Disney film. Toy Story, I guess.
Toy Story 4.
Four's the best one.
We've already done Toy Story on NXT.
I don't mind a couple of the more recent ones. Moana was class.
Moana's class.
Really good. I quite like Turning Red. I'm trying to think of the recent ones that I had to watch with the kids that I actually enjoyed, because some of them are snoozers.
But then it's good phone time, though, isn't
it? Yeah. What's the one?
Soul was good.
Soul was all right, yeah.
Yeah, it was decent.
Reminds me a little bit of the Pando, because it didn't come out of the cinema, did it? To get it straight on Disney Plus, because everyone was saying. What's the one where the house is like alive?
Oh, Encanto.
Enjoyed Encanto as well.
I did, but then I've heard Don't Talk About Bruno about like 1,000 times in my life at this point. So
from the old guard of the animated ones, I haven't really got any.
Yeah, no, it's Aladdin.
Good call.
Beloved enterprise, defined by how universally beloved it is.
Mm-hmm.
Bestiality, sex.
The Fed.
Anyway, on the subject of the Fed.
Everyone's got an order. The Vanity Project from Evolve are in the back with Ava. She hasn't got a surname. She's general manager of NXT and the Booker and Crook of the Year. One of them's talking, the main one.
Evolve champion.
Yeah, whoever. His name doesn't come up on the screen, so I'm not going to check it. Like, I took a stance on that. They all look like, other than our guy, Brad Baylor.
I like Brad Baylor.
They forget them. And he's on about being buzzed about defending his title in New York. The Big Apple is going to get a first-hand look at the future of NXT, and those guys are going to be there. And Ava says, I wrote it down, Sidge, I bet they can't wait to see Sean Legacy become champion.
I bet they can't wait to see Sean Legacy be champion.
And that offends these three, so one of them can't be Sean Legacy. That's what I worked out.
Yeah.
And then like they're all like, whoa! But then Ethan Page and Chelsea Green and Alba Fire all come in, and Ethan Page
was their mate, remember?
Yes. And Ethan Page is like, don't worry about her, she's the worst. See you later, get off camera. They're all obviously gloating about Chelsea Green becoming the United States champion on SmackDown. And she's like, did you see what we got up to on Friday? And Ava says, congratulations, double champ.
Congratulations, double champ.
Friday was a big deal, but you should really be getting ready for your big mixed tag match against Thea Hale and...
Friday was a big deal, but you should really be getting ready for your big tag match against Thea Hale and...
No. We don't say his name. It's Chelsea Green. I don't say his name. And Alba Fire, obviously represent the Secret Service. She's saying, yeah, not worried about Thea Hale or the man.
Not worried about...
Whose name we're going to say. Because they don't have clear.
Okay, not worried.
They don't have security clearance. And Ava just no-sells this completely and says, yes, I do.
Yeah, yes, they do.
And Alba Fire says, negative. And Chelsea Green says, meow, Slagent A. And Ava says, whatever, I don't know what that's about.
Whatever, I don't know what that's about.
Look, I'm sure they do have security clearance, whatever that means. But why don't you step in the ring with Thea Hale tonight?
I'm sure they do have security clearance, whatever that means. But why don't you step in the ring with Thea Hale tonight?
And, you know, they don't really want to do that. But then Ethan Page says, well, hang on, what if Alba can take out Thea Hale now? Then we won't even have to worry about her in the Gold Rush. And then Chelsea Green and Alba Fire seem in agreement on it. And Ava nods and sees them on their way. She used to power back up again before she buries some more acts.
Yeah.
The show. Just disdain in it. Just open disdain for everybody's act.
Who does she think she is?
Like, you know when The Rock turned up and he was like, yeah, but I'm the final boss.
Yeah.
What if she just like cut him down and cut him off?
Yeah.
You know,
I'm
the most electrifying woman in all sports entertainment. Get bent.
the least electrifying. The least electrifying woman in all of sports entertainment. Ava.
And I mean, folks. Well, yeah, that's a new nickname. I
mean, I'm not really electrified by her, are you?
No.
See, she's not really electrifying is the thing there.
Oh, dear, it's good stuff, that. Well, I lost my notes.
I was just trying to think, like, reversing the rest of his phrases now. Just leave it.
She hits a big finish. It's like, it's nobody's elbow.
I don't know my role. Open your mouth.
Turn that career sideways and pull it straight out your candy ass.
It's got to be up there somewhere.
Keep digging. Where's your charisma, Ava? It's sleeping. Jasper Troy's got his chain, his pots and pans and that. He's walking. El Grande Americano's there with Ryo and Bravo. And they're up next. It's the speed.
Rocky my fear of talking in public, but it's my job now because nepotism.
Yep.
Is that anything?
Least electrifying.
She is.
Oh, God. How's that happened? See, in the Maivia family, we got both. Oh, dear. It's El Grande Americano and Jasper Troy for the speed title.
Oh, Jesus Christ, it's sucked days.
Jasper Troy's coming out. I mean, I wouldn't claim this if I was Booker T, but he's big into Jasper Troy. He's like, I trained him fixes. He didn't. It was The Undertaker. Not even watch the show you were in. Dumb bitch. Like, he just... Everyone knows it was The Undertaker. No, because I was there as well. Shut up. And then he watches the match and no longer claims that he trained Troy. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. This was diabolical.
5 minutes, this one, because it's for the speed title, obviously. Jasper Troy's got big guy moves and not very good ones, and there's no snap, and he's not long off.
Usual
LFG.
caveat, man. He's just graduated out of training school.
So El Grande Americano's bumping all hour for him, but the first couple of minutes play out to them like doing a hold exchange, and it completely misses the point of what speed is. And I guess Jasper Troy sort of touches on that later on, but we're down to like the 3 minute mark, and absolutely nothing's happened. El Grande Americano has been getting beaten down for the most part, aside from the odd counters. And Jasper Troy at this point hits him with like a big running boot. You know, they give it to all the big guys historically to try and get over. Josh Briggs still does it now, but he's got no snap. El Grande Americano manages to fight back. They brawl out to the floor. El Grande Americano takes to the air with a dive, but Jasper Troy just cuts him off, and then he goes for his chain on the outside, and Rayo and Bravo try and take it off him, and the referee throws them out of there. But then before they leave, they give the little bit of metal to El Grande Americano, who shoves it in his tights.
Why?
Later on. Why what?
Why in his body?
In his body, because he needs it. Well, rather than putting it straight in his
Yeah.
head, it's like maybe it hurts him to use it a bit, and he doesn't want to inadvertently throw like a headbutt or land on his head and be like, hurts more because of the metal. And he accepts the blow when he's about to use it because he knows the finish is coming, but he doesn't want like an accidental thing.
Okay.
Yeah, is that anything? I don't know. We're down to a minute and change. And obviously we know that El Grande Americano's got the metal plate. Troy's back in there. He's got he's trying to like potentially choke slam El Grande Americano, but El Grande Americano hits the running headbutt, and he's thinking, right, yeah, I've got the metal thing, so I'll stick it in the mask. Oh no, he drops it, Sidge. It's right there. The referee sees it, spots it, and then Troy just pancakes El Grande Americano in the corner, massive splash, hits his black hole slam, the vortex, I think it is, and he wins in 4.5 minutes. New speed champion, Jasper Troy.
New speed champion, speed, right? It is the speed championship. Championship matches get defended in the 5 minutes.
5 minutes, yeah.
So you have to speedily defeat your opponents.
Correct.
In quick, speedy matches.
Yeah.
Is a green horse who takes his time in deliberately taking his opponents apart. There are times in this match where I'm like, get on with it, you big idiot.
There's a clock running.
There's a clock running.
What are these lights for?
It's like, it almost summoned an emotion out of me, which NXT, as I said, I'm just watching it bleary-eyed, whatever o'clock in the goddamn morning, just like, I'm like, idiot. So it's like a really bad feeling of anxiety, but it is a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Hurry up. Here's the thing. I'm going to be a little bit generous here.
Mm-hmm.
What if the idea is Jasper Troy, he'll be a heel, and he's a heel. The idea is all of these sort of exciting, high-flying heroes, right, who are quick, vying for the speed title, have to contend with a guy who he's happy. What happens if it goes to a draw? Just keeps the title.
I'm guessing champion retains in a draw, yeah.
So maybe he's just going to go on a big drawing spree because he likes to, as a big man, he wasn't quick. He's also the speed champion. His gimmick is, you can just,
beat your ass and run down the clock.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got babyfaces fighting for the soul of WWE speed.
Yes. Yeah. But so maybe the ends will be justified. The means will justify the ends here in that. Yeah. He took his time winning the speed title last night. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But they can do that arc for him going forward. Whatever. I seriously don't care. This finishing sequence was crap. Utterly bobbins. considering what, like, Bravo and Riot literally didn't have time to do many transgressive cheating on the outside. The amount of stuff
go on his chain.
Yeah, the amount of stuff that other people get away with in seconds compared to what they were doing is pretty outrageous. In fact, they were trying to assist the referee in making it a fairer fight.
Title match, Sidge. You know?
Sanctity.
All the
A lot of sanctity for a title match. So that was farcical. And then he's put his gimmick somewhere. And I've been watching Grande Americano all year, right? Has he ever put it there? Once?
Nah, he just...
But he did it.
No, yeah, probably not. I was going to say there must have been a couple of times where it's not quite worked, but I think he just left it in the mask after that, hasn't he?
Yeah, he just put it straight up there.
Yeah.
So the one time to contrive this really bizarre finish, this program's dog. It's Pony, man.
Yeah. Ain't getting no better. Thea Hale's in the back, and she's got a phone out, and she's like, I'm going to have to ring Joe Hendry. Where is he? She said his name, and he appeared immediately to her left.
Yeah.
They're just giving up, coming up with like fun ideas like bins and that.
Yeah, and fridges.
just stood there. Where is he? Like you wouldn't even need to. It'd be like me looking at you. Where's Sidgwick? There the entire time.
They should have like, they've got like writers' assistants and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just their job can be, it's 3:00. The framework of the show's done. Just a list of where could Joe Hendry appear within the performance center. Like, use your imagination a bit. What if there's in catering milling about? And what are those things called? A cloche?
Yeah, yes. And he's under a table so his head can pop out of one.
Yeah.
Love that.
Joe Hendry. And then say his name and he's a cloche. You know?
That's how it goes, yeah. You can add it to the song every week.
Yeah.
Like new lyrics for the song. But no, she said his name and he's to her left. It's still just Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
She thanks him for last week because they've obviously not spoken since then. And he's like, no, thank you. The way you came out of that cake and cream pie Chelsea, hail yeah.
Is this new?
No, she's been saying that a little while, but they hammered it here. They both said like hail yeah, like 6 times.
Hail yeah.
Hail yeah.
Sounds like Byron Saxton.
Yeah, doing it for Austin. That's what I was thinking of as well. She says, well, I'm going to take it to a former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion tonight, and that's what's going to prep me for when we fight for the AAA Mixed Tag Team titles next week. The people believe in Joe Hendry, and now the people believe in Thea Hale. And he's like, hell yeah. And that's the setup for the match later on. Thea Hale's in action in a bit. One of the other guys from Evolve's there with Ava, and he talks about winning a belt. Sean Legacy then pops up in the graphic, so I'm going to assume that's him. Zaruka are there, and he goes, Zaruka! And they both go, Legacy! At the same time, and then Jinx, but then they both speak and neither of them punch each other. So neither of them observe the rule of Jinx.
No, because they're saying different words at the same time. That's not a jinxable.
They both said legacy.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I'm obviously not paying attention, really.
Wow. Yeah.
It's only NXT. This is the the podcast where we talk about jizz and stuff instead.
Don't write a Jinx bit if you're not going to then.
Jizz.
What if they'd done a Jinx, right? And like, imagine Solruka's like about to get beat up by some people in the background, and Zaruka's Zarya's.
What about Jinx? Except it's Jins. So you jizz at the same time. And if you say Jins, the other person can't talk.
So what? She said jizz and she said Jinx, and as a result, the rule of Jinx doesn't count. I was just thinking you could have done Jinx bit where, like, because there's obviously all this miscommunication at the moment. Zaruka's about to get beat up by like 6 heels behind her, and Zarya's like, she can't tell her because of Jinx.
Yeah,
and that's how like she's like, why didn't you help me? She's like, I tried, but I'm jinxed. I can't speak.
I can't speak. Why don't they summon Joe Hendry in like, I don't know,
all the time,
like an alligator swamp?
Go on.
So if you're a heel,
yeah,
and you're in NXT and you're in Florida, right?
Oh, I get to set him up for trouble.
Yeah, when you're in the Everglades, and you say Joe Hendry, he appears next to you on your little boat, and then just shove him in. If you're a heel.
But would he not just appear as one like the alligators, like James Bond, and
he just hops across the...
he's actually just got a Croc's head on, and he's like, yeah, I'm Joe Hendry, I'm in the water. Yeah, great.
Yeah,
we came up with this, actually. We were talking about this on another pod, and I think what we came to the conclusion of is that he's probably got a series of other, like, schmo Hendrys, a bit like when Homer goes to Clown College to be a spare Krusty.
Yeah.
Like, because at any given time now, people are saying Joe Hendry all the time, so he's like, well, I can't... These flights are costing me a fortune to get from A to B. Or he's learned to teleport. And again, as we say, if these things are happening, you have to tell the authorities.
Yeah.
That's a first for humankind.
Well, like Joe Hendry's the new Undertaker.
Yeah. So, but he's got several. This is it.
Yeah.
He's got like Brian Lee's.
Yeah.
Working, Brian Hendry working territories for him. So what's happened is they've done that. They've summoned him to the Everglades, but it's not the shoot Joe Hendry.
Right, okay.
So the crocodiles eat him one, but it was just a spare.
Next on the show.
We're still in the back. Another one of them Evolved Dorks.
1995 is better than this.
By miles. Sean was in it. You probably won't remember much of it, but he was in it.
Yeah.
He was there. He leaves. Zaruka stick around. Sol Ruka has recovered, and Ava confirms this. She says, I've read the medical report, and you are cleared. That's what Ava said.
I've read the medical report and you are cleared.
But cleared as tolerated. Sol, I know you, and the decision is entirely up to you.
Sol, I know you, and the decision is entirely up to you.
Sol immediately wants back in the game, and Zari's like, you're definitely fighting fit. And Ava says, yeah, Sol, she has a point.
Yeah, Sol, she has a point.
You could wait a couple of weeks, or maybe even until deadline.
You could wait a couple of weeks or maybe until deadline.
And Sol says, no, I want Blake Monroe next week. And Ava says, I'm fine with that.
I'm fine with that.
As long as you understand the risk, okay?
As long as you understand the risks, okay.
So, there we go. It's going to be Sol Ruka and Blake Monroe next week. More from Blake Monroe later on. Thea Hale's got slightly changed music because it goes, I believe. Thea Hale! And then a crap Thea Hale music plays, but she's getting given the Joe Hendry rub. So she comes out doing half of his taunts and that. He's there. And Alba Fire, obviously represent the Secret Service, and there for Chelsea Green, Ethan Page. It's all about the bollocks on the outside, really. They're just having a big old wrestling match, exchanging holds, and nothing's happening. Thea's doing a few new babyface things. She's like, there's a point where she like tries a backwards lion salt and misses and smashes her head and all that kind of stuff. She traps Alba Fire in a Kimura at one point because she's obviously historically got a bit of a submission game. They go into a series of roll-ups. Thea Hale nails a Michinoku driver. Doesn't get the win. She goes to the top rope, and that triggers Chelsea Green to interfere. Thea Hale manages to avoid the interference at first, but then Ethan Page gets up on the apron, so Joe Hendry runs around the other side of the ring, pulls him down to the floor. Chelsea Green goes to slap Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry ducks. Chelsea Green slaps Ethan Page. In all the distraction, Thea Hale nails Chelsea Green with a suicide dive to take her out. Then she gets back in the ring and hits another, it was it a Canadian Destroyer maybe, on Alba Fire to get the win. Thea Hale's got all the momentum there, raising her hands up side to side, heading into Gold Rush next week. The big one, the big AAA mixed tag titles. I've not been as excited for these belts since Ruby Soho was getting her nose broken. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you buzzed for Gold Rush?
You did. No, if you just recounted the match,
yep.
I thought it was like quite well wrestled.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I thought it, yeah, it wasn't actively bad, but it did nothing for me.
Yeah.
So what else am I meant to say?
It's fair enough. It is fair enough. Is this Joe Hendry rub working? Like Thea Hale, let's have some wrestling chat. I quite like Thea Hale in Chase U.
Mm-hmm.
I like her as idiot enthusiast of the things she's involved with.
Yeah.
I don't believe she lives her own life, but I believe how much she enjoys quasi living other people's, and now she's living Joe Hendry's. Is it going to work? Is this going to be the thing post-Chase U that's actually going to get her anywhere?
I know they like jobbing her out. They sure like beating her, and they sure like using her half the time. So I think her prospects are dim. It's
you can win the belts though, because they're just AAA ones. Who cares?
Maybe she should. Yeah, no, that's an irrelevant question, and I won't answer it.
What the hell are you saying about my brand?
Oh, sorry, G. Damn, sure. So sorry.
You've got Triple A to the slate of reviews.
How far can you reasonably go in your career as a pseudo combat athlete if you go on like you're 11? And at Tatum Paxley, it's working for her. It's like, but the crowd seem to be like, friendship ended with 11-year-old girl. Another 11-year-old girl is my best friend. I'm like, what's wrong with you?
God.
What's wrong with you, Florida? When you gravitate towards these, seriously, like it's getting a bit out of hand, isn't it?
Oh, that's horrendous, isn't it?
Yeah, why do you like
Florida.
them? Yeah, Florida. Why do you like them so much?
Jesus.
Really?
Speaking of which, Tatum Paxley's backstage.
Yeah, but very quickly more on Thea Hale.
Okay, all right.
I mean, what else?
Yeah, it's the gimmick. They're reduced to children.
Yes, there's a little child.
Yeah, babyfaces are children. Heels are cynical children. Because their plans are obvious and they sneer and...
The baby faces are children and the heels a lot of the time are like mean girls, teenagers. Mm-hmm. So it's basically...
Nobody's an adult.
Fatal Influence versus Thea Hale would be a bunch of 16-year-olds bullying an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
No wonder Will Bond like that.
That's
joking, I'm joking.
That's a good callback to earlier in the
Yeah. It's well crafted. I can't. I'm 40 years old. Yeah. I'm British. Got a certain disposition, like Thea Hale. Isn't she enthusiastic?
Mm-hmm.
So
what else you got? Tatum Paxley is like working out what she should do next with this world title. Like, she should listen to his Dame's advice and that. And then we reveal she's speaking to NXT champion Ricky Saints, who's getting the ribs taped out of his match with Trick Williams tonight. And he says, don't listen to anybody else. You just be the champion that you want to be. If you want to defend the title, you do that. Do what you feel is right. And then the rest of the killing show up. Ricky Saints kind of like shoots glares at all of them. They're like, come on, Tatum. Leave the champion alone. Like, considering what's going to happen to him tonight. And he like, kind of sneers back at them. They're picking Trick Williams. And says, what is it? So, yeah, one more thing. Tatum's like, just before I go, Ricky, and she goes to say something, to explain something. Earlier on I saw, but then they pull her away. So we find out at the end maybe what Tatum might have seen earlier on in the night. But then Ricky is left with the camera in front of his face for, 6 seconds. So you might as well maximize those. This crazy, but I kind of like it. And then fades to black. Why'd they make him do that?
They've been doing it every step of the way.
It's just...
Man, this place is crazy.
But I'm kind of crazy too. Ricky Saints, you don't have to be crazy to win belts here, but it helps.
It's bizarre. It is bizarre.
How bizarre?
What's that?
Sidgwick. How bizarre?
How bizarre.
How bizarre.
Jesus Christ.
That's like your favourite song, right?
How bizarre. It sounds a bit like we are strong now. How bizarre.
It sounds like mixing your Big Show and my Abyss.
Do your Abyss again? Get the character.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Bruce. Come on, you're going to have to cut the anaconda face, Bruce.
Different, but still good.
You get the gist. He's stressed at work.
You get the gist.
That's good. Oh, you're funny. What wasn't funny was the Blake Monroe segment that came next.
Board isn't a useless sack of crap after all. Maybe he needs to be here.
God. I might get Wellborn to recap this again next week because I just don't sense we're going to give it the gravitas it deserves.
This is Blake Monroe. Yeah. Get ready to learn Keith Lee's accent, buddy.
She got the call from her better half last week. We all saw it. Her phone rang. So this already doesn't work.
No.
But we called it anyway. She was going to be interviewed by her better half, which of course was Blake Monroe. She's in the
I'd love to meet the writer. I'd be flying the ball, the writer writing this like out in the tease of like they're never gonna get it,
never gonna see what's coming. You think they're bringing somebody else from maybe Evolve, a Triple Eight?
No,
it's just more Blake.
Yeah, more Blake.
She's in the glamorous one, and she's like, "I'm so excited when you came to interview me," and then you hear her voice going, "Don't kiss my ass, darling," and you're like, "Wait a minute." voice, and I'm looking at her, but she didn't say those words.
No.
Camera pans away.
No, she can throw her voice.
Well, that's what I thought. I was actually tapping in my notes. Blake's throwing her voice, but then like the camera pulls back. There was 2 of them.
Jesus.
She's being interviewed by a second Blake Monroe. Blake Monroe now is so you've got the glamorous one on one side, and then you've got like kind of
the woman from hell,
a navy blue black, almost like a boiler suit. It's an original thing she's doing here. I like it. I enjoy it. What she's going for here. It's sort of not on, isn't it? Do you think they've legitimately not watched AEW? And she's like, I got 20 great ideas.
Yeah.
After I'm done with all this, I might become a Hollywood film star. I love it.
I love that.
You think Sean will keep one eye on the competition? Anyway, they're going back and forth. My lad won.
Shin up, knock us out.
Watch for my boot.
Yes.
There we go. You can have that, Blake.
Shin up, Bristol's out.
She's going like, I don't need your darkness. I've got this light. I'm going to keep this title forever. And then the other one's like, title isn't yours until you beat Soruka. And she's like, what do you mean? And she's like, she gets all like confused, and she says like, I'm clean and I'm polished. And then the other Monroe says something about, polished cracks, darling. What does that mean?
I don't know.
He says, if you're going to win, you're gonna need my help to be the champion that you want to be. The glamorous Blake is like, I don't need your help. But she invited her. She said she was the better half. And now she's like pushing back on you.
Yeah.
They're not thought any of this through.
No, it's absolutely pathetic is what it is.
But then the glamorous Blake, the first Blake, kind of listens, and some more she kind of thinks about it, and she says, and this was like, I did write this down, she says, now you say it, the spotlight does need darkness. So maybe together we can make one perfect champion. And she welcomes us to join her next week.
Right, okay.
2-on-1 handicap match, right?
No, it's, I don't know.
Is she not already the champion, though?
Yeah, but she needed a second Blake to make her the perfect champion. She started to doubt herself.
Who you've only just met after she won the belt?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
This is, there's lots to say, and I do not quite know where to start. It's a fantastical world in NXT. So let's just say this was their way of, let's just be generous and say that they're on 2 Blake Monroes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is them trying to be stylish with the idea of, so there are 2 dominant sides of her personality, which, by the way, they're doing with Bayley.
Yep, same time.
At the same time, right? And this is just their dumb, daft, air quotes, cinematic way of conveying this core idea of she's grappling with 2 sides of her personality and what have you, right? Like, she's already a heel. She's already fat-shamed Jordan Grace for being somewhat not quite as slim as she was when they were feuding, 6 years prior. So they wanted to be ugly, and it didn't even work. Yep. The whole idea was, well, I'm beautiful, darling. You're an old hag, and all this kind of stuff. She's already a dick.
Yep.
Right? She's already a heel. She had that initial, oh, Tony fumbled. Like, I'm just a star, and I'm here. You like me, so I'll play babyface for a little while. But then she turned heel very quickly. So she's a heel. Why is a heel a bad person, like, trying to harness or channel the bad side of her personality when she's already evidently and demonstrably a bad person, a pro wrestling heel character? And in this segment, she's already called herself the woman from hell. Hasn't she already been in the bath, like, saying I'm the woman from hell?
Bath. Yeah,
devil bath. She's already done it.
Yeah.
She's already been in the bath, like, I'm the devil. You know, like, it's like,
what was she like?
She's like,
yeah,
I'm the devil.
I always like that you just suck your finger. You don't put it. You just.
Now
suck your
sometimes
finger.
she does. It's all the way in. Sometimes.
Yeah.
After she does it sometimes to catch the camera because she's worried that she's like, Britt Baker was a natural at it. She's had this ability to like find any camera and give it a glare. Blake Monroe's got the opposite. So you'll just catch her from time to time looking at a camera that the director has not said camera 4.
Cameras are close at. No, I won't say that. Yeah, this is frankly terrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even if you ignore the total hokey WWE storytelling / way it's presented with their little cinema, it makes no sense on every conceivable level. If I'm them, I'm just like, if we're not going to be able, I mean, they don't care. They should, maybe. But if they don't care about, like, oh, it's not as good as Mariah May was, like, don't make it as bad as that was good, which is what they're kind of doing here. This is diabolical.
Should we get Will Bond to explain it properly for us now? Maybe we just didn't get it.
No, that's not encouraging.
Maybe she's looked at the situation and thought, well, Sol's recovered, and she's now Zara in a corner, so I need me. Like, goes into the ring, and she comes out, and she's in, like, the navy blue boiler suit.
Terrible, this. Absolutely honking.
It's been a bad run on it.
Yeah, it's been terrible.
A bad run, this. Switching gears, Javon Evans is in the back, and Leon Slater gives him a ring and says, oh, you're going to have to tune in because I've got a big announcement tonight. That's Javon Evans. And we'll come back to that in a second, because then we go to Jordan Grace. She's getting interviewed by Sarah Schreiber. She says, Sarah asks her, what about Conor Jordan last week then? You heard what she said about turning heel and all that. And Grace says, I wasn't that impressed. Like, cheating.
Yeah, I mean, neither of the promo was terrible.
Yeah. Cheating, it's not original. It's lazy. It's been done before. And I've heard your excuses in the past as well. And the only thing that matters to me is that Santino has booked this Knockouts triple threat. I'm a TNA original. I've won the title before. And I won it while Conor Jordan was still flipping around in college. Lee's in the match, and sorry, she's just collateral damage because Jordan Grace is going to win the title for a 4th time. So that's, again, setting up for one of the Gold Rush nights. And then we go to Javon Evans back in the ring. He's telling everybody that he's nervous, not just because he's going against Gunther in the John Cena tournament, but also because he's wrestling in Madison Square Garden at just 21 years old. Do you know that, like, Madison Square Garden has been around longer than Javon Evans has been alive? And I'm like, well, yeah, well done. It opened in 1879. That makes literally all of us.
Other than Bobby Fish.
Yeah! Very good. Thanks. That's Monday, though. Tonight's about NXT. And I've got a big announcement to do with me and Leon Slater, but Leon can't be here. So I've set something up, and he asks Amy, a production assistant.
Right, sorry, we're so close to full gear.
Yeah,
like, it's, when is it? Like, not this weekend, but next
week on Saturday, is it? Yeah.
You know who's teaming together, right?
Go on.
That's Kenny Omega and Jack Perry.
But how can?
Well, that's exactly what I've been losing sleep over.
I get it, man. I get it. Luckily, Leon Slater and Javon Evans, thick as thieves.
Kenny Omega could be like feuding with Samoa Joe or something. Just something we've never really seen.
It's about wrestlers. Kenny Omega hasn't wrestled on the AEW roster. There's about 50 of them.
There's all of them except the Young Bucks. Jesus.
There's even people in the Don Callis family that he hasn't wrestled because there's so many of them.
I know.
And they picked the boring one. Yeah, Leon Slater's flashed up on the screen, and Javon Evans says, I've spoken to Ava, and
I get that they're wrestling soulmates and that they're mates. How fun can it possibly be to work together in the ring in these trios matches, same sides, opposite sides, every time? Like, how good can it be?
Is it like the work rate equivalent of when wrestlers would say, like, ain't nobody better in this game than Randy Orton?
Because like the good version of that.
Because they knew they were doing like a loop where they were just going to sit in a chin lock for 10 minutes and then do 2 bumps at the end.
Like like Omega and Nick Jackson in particular are like ridiculous. So I get it. It's like really sort of like physically draining, but very easy. You know, like climbing a flight, like if you climbed up like 500 flights of stairs, it'd be pretty exhausting, but you know exactly what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's like them. I don't know.
Doesn't feel the most creatively satisfying, does it?
Yeah, no, it's terrible.
What are we talking about? Oh, yeah. Leon Slater and Javon Evans have got a tag title shot at Gold Rush against Dark State. They're the youngest, they're the best, and next week they're going to be the champions. But then the lights go out. Dark State appear from all three corners of the building because they can't show that weird fan heater on the hard camera side. But they're coming out, they're surrounding Javon Evans, and they're basically saying, well, you're not so smart tonight, are you? Not so quick tonight. We've got this advantage on you. You act like the future of the business, but we're going to end the future next week. You're saying that Santino and Ava have got all this control. Dark State have got all the control. You stupid idiot. Like, what are you doing chatting with Leon Slater when he's all the way wherever he lives, not in this building, Javon? And then Javon's like, dumbass. Turns out that Leon Slater is actually here. He runs from what appears to be some sort of Zoom call out from the back, and he runs into the ring. And then Booker T kills the bit immediately, going, yeah, still a numbers game. And Vic Joseph has to go, I get it, Book, but it's the element of surprise, for Jesus Christ's sake. Like, because he just buried the babyface's mega plan.
Yeah.
Because, it's still 2-1-4, but they win.
Awful.
That's a segment.
Yeah, it was awful.
It's not some great master plan, is it? Like, fool them into thinking you're not here. It's only 4-2. Don't we need 2 other mates? Nah.
When you are making Booker T make sense, don't do that.
Come on. Tag title match at Gold Rush, anyway. Yeah. Dark's there a bit lame, aren't they?
They're very lame.
They get battered by the two of them. I'll point out now, actually, because they interrupted. They were leaving later on, and they were just saying, like, next week, they're not going to... Javon Evans and Leon Slater aren't going to make out New York, but what I liked about this was, in order to make their promo look hectic, they interrupted the Jasper Troy one. So you see Jasper Troy walking with the new speed title, and he's like, I'm kind of the last guy you think of when it comes to speed. And then he gets interrupted by Dark State. It's almost like he was too slow to make his point before they cut him off. He doesn't get another word in.
I'm kind of slow and boring. But that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the elevator pitch. Want to watch me wrestle again? Where we are? This goddamn show. Trick Williams is with Kalani Jordan, and Kalani says, I'm sorry about what I said to you last week. I've thought a little bit more about what you said, and you're right. It is lonely at the top being the champion, and I'm picking you to beat Ricky Saints tonight. Trick Williams tells Kalani Jordan, that's all right. Like, I understand you've got to be selfish. You've got to do things for yourself, and I think you'll win too in your triple threat match. Spoiler alert, obviously Trick doesn't get it done. And Kalani at some point's got to lose the Knockouts champion. She doesn't work there. They could come up together with Mello, couldn't they? Could have a little stable ski, I think, on SmackDown.
Yeah.
Like, Trick Mello gang looks like it's happening. Feels
do
like
have
that's a
this-
natural call-up, and Kalani Jordan's with Mello in real life.
Yeah, they do have this post Vince. It's not an edict where you have to be on the road with your spouse, but they, as far as I'm aware, do try and match them up on brands where Vince McMahon would be like, you going out with him? He goes on Raw, you go on SmackDown. How do you like that, man?
It's time to spit kabos up again. It's great one, draft.
Yeah, weird. And obviously, Lash has just gone up, Trick. Then again, so many of these, I try and make this point constantly, like, there's no such thing as the old NXT write out anymore.
As we learned later on in this show.
Yes, exactly, precisely.
Which could be good, because it makes it way more unpredictable than it used to be. But as a result, it just makes it feel like people are sticking around too long.
Oh, God, I know.
As we got at the end of this. Before we get there, though, it's the women's speed title. In fact, there's loads more. What I'm saying. Sorry. I'll try and get through this one quite quickly. Fallon Henley versus Skylar Ray. It's a speed match, and it goes 2 minutes anyway. They put over the fact that Skylar Ray was the winner of season 2 of LFG, so she's kind of inexperienced as well. But
Has there been a season 2 of that?
Apparently so. Yeah, is that not the one where... take politics to get Mickey James' ass kicked to the curb and replaced by Shell McCool.
Maybe. I remember the first, when we reviewed the first one.
Yeah.
Fun podcast, though.
It wasn't it? I don't think the rest of the series held up, did it?
No, we watched the very next week and went, oh, no, they're just wrestling too often.
Yeah.
No, I think that was our exact...
An hour of bump drills.
Yeah.
Like take a nod in sagely. Good bumping. I mean, I only took 6 of them for the first 5 years of my goddamn career, but good bumping. The story here is that Skylar Ray is a bit inexperienced, so Fallon Henley just keeps cutting her off. There's a point at which Skylar Ray jumps into Fallon Henley, who manages to catch her, drapes her across the top rope, hits her with a flying back elbow and a famous and wins relatively clean. Fatal Influence are out there, obviously, but are celebrating because it's going to be Fallon Henley versus Zarya to determine the new Speed champion. That will also be a part of Gold Rush. We've got a recap of, because I know you'd be wondering, there's so many title matches. We've got a split of what's on night 1 and night 2 later on in this review.
Thank you.
Any thoughts on this?
On what? The Speed match?
This match?
No.
This match that happened in front of you?
No.
That one.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. Totally get it. Jasper Troy gets interrupted by Dark State. We covered that. Josh Briggs enters with his skills. He's wrestling Tavian Heights. But before we get to that, Fatal Influencer walking in the back, celebrating Fallon Henley's win. And they're saying, well, you're going to be Speed champion. Jace is going to be the NXT champion. And Lena Reed's like, And she says, I know what I have to do. And Fallon says, what's she up to? And Jace is like, I don't know, but it always works. More on that shortly. That's pretty good. Christ. Josh Briggs versus Tavian Heights.
This was not very good.
What was this? So, yeah, Tavian Heights I've quite enjoyed as this, like, fire up. Is there something there? Ex-amateur turned pro guy that maybe every now and then shows flashes. None of them here at all.
No. Josh Briggs has had 2 actively pretty bad matches in recent memory.
Well, there was a point in this, wasn't there, where, like, was it in this match where they were talking about, like, Josh Briggs, like, Tavian Heights wants to be careful who we step into here because, like, Josh Briggs has been kicking around in NXT for a long time. And it's like, do you really want to dwell on that? Do you want to stop and make people think about how long he's been kicking around in NXT? Because that's kind of part of the problem.
Yeah.
He just beats him down and down and down. Every now and then, Tavian, like, uses his strength and is able to counter Josh Briggs and power him back down and stuff, but then Briggs just overpowers him.
I literally fell asleep during this.
Yeah, it's like it
picks up like a 5-minute.
I liked when Josh Briggs kind of slapped Tavian Heights back into life and then got like that big overhead belly to belly for his trouble. Because Josh Briggs is a big guy. And
dominates the screen with a move like that.
Yeah.
He's got it looks more impressive.
Small building, so it looks like, Christ, he's going to clear the whole ring with him. Yeah. You know? So that looked all right. Tavian Heights does the very traditional WWE fire-up where, like, Josh Briggs is in the bumping and feeding, clotheslines, all that sort of stuff. Briggs manages to stop that momentum with a big boot, then another one. He goes for one more, and he crotches himself over the top rope, and then Tavian Heights gets another belly-to-belly from that position and wins. Clean. Beats him.
Yeah. I thought very little of this. Kind of clunky. Josh Briggs, like, he's a dynamic performer for his size, but often he just does the cliched old, dull, big guy route and putting his matches together. And he doesn't have the sort. He's not compelling enough for me to, like, watch him do that. This is just turgid.
I feel like Josh Briggs might be the next in the sort of, there's obvious differences between these people I'm going to name, but like Baron Corbin, Damian Priest, Josh Briggs, in that they're sort of big and sort of imposing, but not all the time.
Yeah,
and it's really hard to figure out where they fit.
Yeah.
Like, even some of the matches are good sometimes.
Major League Wrestling?
I've liked both Baron Corbin and Damian Priest in spells. I sometimes like Josh Briggs, but not all the time. I don't know. I probably can't be an effective babyface.
The wrestlers who are kind of now in a stomach.
Yeah. It's not ideal, is it?
It's like you don't work as a traditional big man. You're not really imposing or scary or nasty. You can move a little bit, but you're not like this new breed of hoss that.
Yeah.
When Brian Cage was fun, they're not like that.
No, and they're not built that way either, which is what helped the Brian Cage thing. He's got them muscles on his muscles and he's flying.
Yeah.
The match finishes and we cut to the back where Ava and Miles Bourne are watching it on a telly. And Miles has got a big smile on his face and Ava says, yes, Miles, Trick and Ricky is next. And it's no DQ.
Yes, Miles, Trick and Ricky is next. And it is... Sorry, that's too much emphasis. Yes, Miles, Trick and Ricky is next and it is no DQ.
But it doesn't change what we talked about.
Miles
has got a big smile and he's like, yeah, we'll see. And Ava says, I know, and I know how much you'd love to cost Trick his title opportunity.
I know, and I know how much you'd like to cost Trick his title opportunity.
But there's a time and a place, and I cannot have you interfering in my main event.
But there is a time and a place, and I cannot have you interfering in my main event.
Ren Sinclair walks in, and Miles says, I'm just off for a closer look at the main event. And Ava, acting her ass off, goes, please don't interfere.
Please don't interfere.
And she's so distressed by this that the entire rest of the segment happens literally with her stood there, but she has to stare in the middle distance. But they make it go like, while an entire talkie takes place. They painted something on the wall. Rent. Ava does that. And Ren Sinclair and Kendall Gray are there, the Evolve Women's Champion. Thank you for the graphic. Ren says, we've got something going here, Kendall, but we need one more member. We just got to think about who that might be. And she pushes her head up against Kendall Gray's and she starts saying, mind meld, mind meld, mind meld. They are children, aren't they? Thinking that she can pass her brain through the foreheads. And then Lainey Reed just walks in, just be like, hi guys, I just want to tell you something. Bang! And just like slaps Kendall Gray really hard across the face. And they have this kind of kick-ass brawl in Ava's office, and then all the security come and break up. I quite like that.
Good slap there.
Yeah, it was all right.
Good slap.
Good.
Good slap.
Good slap. Oh dear, one of your tits is hanging out. That's what he'd say. So, Gold Rush cards, Sidge. Come on. It's business time. Week 1, next week, live from MSG in the theatre. It's Sol Ruka versus Blake Monroe for the North American title.
Sorry.
With Zarya and Blake Monroe in the corners, obviously. Ethan Page and Chelsea Green versus Joe Henry and Thea Hill for those AAA belts. Dark State versus Joanne Evans.
I like how you were talking about a meaningless belt and your instant like Freudian reaction was to go AW.
It was genuine, I promise. Dark State versus Joanne Evans and Leon Slater for the NXT tag titles. And Tatum Paxley and JC Jane for the NXT women's. That's night 1. On night 2, Lee Ying Lee, Kalani Jordan and Jordan Grace for the TNA Knockouts title. Jackson Drake versus Sean Legacy for the Evolve Championship. Zara versus Fallon Henley for the Speed Championship. Kendall Gray versus Lainey Reed for the Evolve title. I frankly can't believe that's a card for a television show. Are they taking the piss?
Well, yes.
It's
Yes.
this whole thing is eating itself. Just like we said it would. But it's main event time. Last man standing. Ricky Saints defending the NXT Championship against Trick Williams. You're not going to believe this. Like, Ricky's looking intense and ready for action, but what he couldn't have possibly seen coming was Trick Williams getting a kendo stick. You can't prepare for that.
No.
That's the thing. Especially, like, in a weapon situation. You don't know what people are going to use. There's an A to Z on things on the bloody internet. You can get anything. It could be a boat. So, yeah, there's a kendo stick. There's, like, some punches in the corner and all that sort of stuff. They're fighting over trying to get the stick off each other. Ricky gets it first, hits him a couple of times with it, and they spill out to the floor. They both go and get chairs. They're hitting each other with the chairs, but it's just the chairs hitting each other rather than the heads and backs or anything that might be interesting. Ricky Saints throws Trick Williams into the steps, back into the ring, and Saints goes for a springboard of something or other, but he hits a trash can as Williams manages to take over from there, gets a few shots in the ribs. He does the pressing flapjack, but Ricky Saints bumps on at the trash can. That's pretty cool. And Williams is like, I'll have that, and the ref obviously does the count, but Ricky Saints is up 7. Trick Williams is immediately ready to take him out again with a big boot and says, go on, count him again. But this time Trick changes his mind midway through the count, beats him up some more around the ring, ties him in the ropes, gets our old trusted friend kendo stick, because they just can't be asked to eat in a goddamn thing. No. Ties him up in the ropes and beats him.
You met my friend Ken?
Kendo stick? It's an all-time worst.
Yeah.
That's from Charlotte, you know. She's done some crap. So he's hitting Ricky Saints with the stick as he's tied in the ropes. And at this point, obviously, it's taken such beating that the stick kind of like just is no longer useful, and he chucks it away. Trick Williams gets him to count it again, but he's back up to his feet. Trick Williams has got a chair, and he hits Ricky Saints with it, and again, hits him with it a couple more times, says, keeps counting, but Ricky Saints keeps getting up. Goes to set up another chair, and in the meantime, Ricky Saints has got up for a count of 9, and fights off the steel chair this time. And there's also a bin lid that's in there that you're able to smack Williams with. And then at that point, we go to like our first ad break as NXT rolls on. Coming back from the break, Trick Williams is still in charge, but Ricky Saints moves out the way of a Trick Williams charge, and he goes into the barricade, the wall thing instead. I can't believe it. It never happens. Ricky Saints has got a steel chair, and they sort of head back to the ring as Williams is like trying to stagger back to his feet. But wouldn't you believe he's found a new kendo stick? Woo! One more kendo stick. What? Like, were you not worried that they won't be able to hit each other with kendo sticks anymore? Because I was. Ricky Saints has got. I can't look at it.
Because I do.
Ricky Saints is hammering Trick Williams with the kendo stick. I can't even read it. And Trick's like, no, please, I don't want to be in this match either anymore. And Ricky again breaks the kendo stick and instead goes to the steel chair, beats him up just like Trick Williams did. And this time the count begins on Trick, and only Trick gets up at 9. Ricky Saints comes off the ropes with his spear. Again says count him, but again it's another 9 count. Trick Williams manages to sneak out and this time throws him into the steel chair that he propped up in the corner earlier on. They're kind of crawling around on the floor. Trick Williams throws him into the ring steps. He's like, yeah, I'll have a count off that. Saints is back up. Williams hits him with a knee strike, says count him again. Ricky Saints keeps getting up. Do you get it? At this point, what is it? So they're kind of fighting by the steps and then the ref's counting. But Trick Williams is like selling and knackered and hasn't realised that Ricky Saints, Mortal Kombat style, hasn't realised that Ricky Saints sort of appears from underneath the steps and pushes him off and back to the floor. And he's got he does a chain assisted spear, which is only marginally more logical. What is it about like the Punk mates? Remember when Dax did the one around his head?
Yeah,
it
really kept slipping off. Yeah.
This time it stayed in place, but it would surely knock you both out.
I know, it'd just be like, it's like
spear, and he's like, well, I'm fine. Like the rubbish spot, but at least it stayed in place this time, I suppose. So marginally better. They go through the wall. They're all fighting around in the area. They kind of come up in the behind Vic and Booker T, who scatter out the way. And Trick Williams stood up. He's like, oh, where's Ricky? He's on like the barrier right in front of the announce table. Where's Ricky gone? I guess I'm the best. And then he turns around and wouldn't you know, Ricky Saints is right behind him. Spear! This time off the actually smaller than it looks height from the barricades. They've obviously planned it out in there. There's a pretty big spot. The table explodes. Trick goes flying through it, but he's not really floating that far. But either way, they're both like absolutely knackered. They're bleeding.
If Breaker does that spot, you love it. But I agree as well.
Faster and cooler, and they've obviously thought ahead of time about the height because there's not much oomph to it, is there? But either way, the referee starts counting both, and it's Ricky Saints that able to make it to his feet to answer the 10. Before Trick Williams, he retains his NXT title, and we might as well cover the tiny bit of post-match because Tatum Pax's message presumably was going to be that she'd seen Obafemi, who's back, but you left. And he's kind of staring down the situation as NXT goes off the air. Presumably that's the end of Trick Williams, right?
Yeah. Well, we said the same thing about Obafemi. Never good when you say they worked hard. And usually it's like, oh yeah, they worked hard, but I couldn't care less. And we are flippant about things. And they worked hard. And it looked a very painful match. They tried to convey a certain finality, intensity, and yet elements of this match that I didn't care for. It's one of those where like it was dumb if you think about it too much. Like you poked fun at the use of camera angles and it only works to manipulate the viewer. And if you take the bird's eye view, it's just the characters look ridiculous. But they did graft. I was wincing quite a bit. They did try and portray this as this kind of intense, very competitive final battle. And it was, admirable if you still care. But the fact that wrestling does this stuff so often, it's impossible. It has become impossible. You either take things, so WWE just does it and 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 does it. AEW, and I say this before Blood and Guts, and I might be rendered a hypocrite if I like it this time tomorrow. But they just get wackier with it. Ever since the Hollywood ending, it just in like the All in Texas main event. It's like, the tasers and it's just the piranha tanks. It's just got wacky. It's either wacky or profoundly overfamiliar, the use of plunder in pro wrestling in this November 2025 that we record. It was just This is impossible to love, was it not?
Yeah. This meant like it's a wider criticism. This
That's got no.
I'm with you. I think
no fault of the performers.
they did. It's so patronising. You can hear it, as you said. They did graft, didn't they?
Yeah.
Both of them really hard. But this men's. Do you remember that period where like there was that bit of trivia where there hadn't been a WWE pay-per-view main event without Triple H, Randy Orton, or John Cena in something like a 3 or 4 years?
Yeah. I think it was 2 years, but even so,
like just ridiculous. This NXT men's division, like in totality, has started to feel like the infamous John Cena, Randy Orton WrestleMania tease. Like the NXT continues to show me matches in this men's division that I don't want to watch. So before even the feud starts, like it's like, oh, no, thank you. Yeah. And it's like, sorry, did you say yes, please? Can I have a trilogy? You must have misheard me, NXT.
Yeah. No.
But like Obafemi, I was like, no, not again. Like nobody, and this is Obafemi, who I love, but nobody is coming into this division and making it more exciting.
No.
Like this is why I'm so like, I guess I'm campaigning so much for Javon Evans or for them just to go, can you just do it? Can you do like the tag team title match? What are you farting around for? He's actually got something. He feels like he's connecting. Just take a punt, just actually take a chance, because everybody in this mix for like, coming on 2 years? It's just probably from when like Mello and Hayes first started, Mello and Trick started feuding, when they broke them two up. I can't remember ever since then when the men's divisions felt that dynamic and interesting.
No.
Just seeing Obafemi out here again, I was like, you're joking me. Like,
the NXT system used to be like the conveyor belt into the main roster, into the main roster, into the main roster. But it strikes me that it wasn't just this great thing that existed unto itself. Vince McMahon felt he needed this conveyor belt. It's pretty frequent. New guy for me, new guy for me, new guy for me, and then get someone else from the Performance Center. Sorry, I mean a Pro Wrestling Gorilla for you. And then did it, and on it would go for a few years. It kind of only worked because the turnover on the main roster had to be quite rapid, because Vince McMahon was equally as quick to render his characters just completely unwatchable and not over and whatever. And he would always rely on, like, they reached this ridiculous parody level when what was it, Gargano, Mali Black, and Ricochet turned up.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that
was one of the great nights in this business.
February before Mania, it's like you couldn't even wait until April to just kind of con you for a few weeks that, I've got some new stars and that's going to be great after WrestleMania. It's like, no, I need them now.
As it pertains to Dad screwing up my whole goddamn show, here are the 4 of the best. See you later.
Yeah.
He never looks so depressed. Like that.
Awful. Like, it's like, oh God, I need more. It's like, come on, mate. It's February.
I gave you last.
This is your bread and butter. It's February, Vince. We're on the road to WrestleMania. Nope, need them. It's like, that tells its own story. But now that Triple H is, he's the worst guy in the history of guys and a slow, boring bastard, as I've, said this week. Even though Raw and SmackDown, I don't think I'm particularly good at the minute. They're coherent. He can use every character really more or less on each show. And he likes to drag these feuds on and on and on and on and on. People could argue it needs a few new personalities and a bit of injection of like just new ideas, but he doesn't seem to think that, and he doesn't do reactionary, desperate moves. Really, does Triple H. So now you've got this logjam. Yeah, and maybe we need to like recalibrate in our heads what this system looks like, because everyone's said, it's time for Trick Willie to go. Is it? We've been here a million times now. I'm the one who's kept saying, not necessarily. Look how it works. Not necessarily. I think in this case, yes, he will go up, but not necessarily is what I keep saying.
And that's one of the reasons why they probably think the multiple business relationships are serving their purpose, because I'm keeping busy in TNA for half an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like getting a friend to like watch your kid if you're caught in a pinch. It's like, can I just leave him with for half an hour?
Yeah,
I'll come back straight away. Sorry. Do you see who the Noah Tag Team Champions?
Who?
Got the game button really quick.
It's time to play the game! Time to play the game! Ha 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 ha!
Who are the Noah Tag Team Champions? The green is very appropriate on your shirt and in those lights. Belts that I imagine at one point or another you've, taken very seriously. Three
No, my
guesses.
Noah journey was mainly confined to the big, massive GHC heavyweight reigns and matches.
Yeah, but I mean, even Bully Ray himself would tell you those belts, those GHC belts mean something. You know, because they probably have them or something.
No, they had the IWGP, the
the
Dudleys.
proppers?
Yeah. The proppers.
They were really small belts, though, weren't they? I remember they looked like those novelty watches that you could buy.
Yeah. They had them in like 2008 or 9. Pre-resurgence, obviously. Why would you?
why he's trapped with the Dudleys, mate? Three guesses. WWE System Tag Team who have just gone over and taken Noah by storm. Wilborn will probably give you a big catch-up on what's been happening in Noah now that these have got the belts.
Garza and Gumberto?
No.
Because they were teaming.
Yep, but no.
3 guesses.
God, the GHC tag titles, Sidge. Picture the belts. Power Slam of our youth.
Yeah.
The wrestling you were like curious about, but could never be asked to get around to. Like,
I did.
Yeah, I didn't. I just kept watching TNA. But like,
who else? Who's a tag team that ain't really around now, Mo? Viking Raiders.
no, good guess, but no. You got one guess.
Because they would sort of fit in.
Yeah.
Like, they work with a Japanese bent.
What brand were on NXT?
Would you like to know what brand they're on?
Yeah, now that I'm down to my last guess.
NXT.
So somebody incredibly banter. And not prestigious at all
Oh, because
Yeah.
for a title.
it's not OTM because they're back.
Oh. Yeah, all right.
It's not OTM. Hang and Tank?
Hank! Move out the way. We're in an arc. That's what they'll say because of the traffic. In Noah, because they are indeed the tag team champions over there.
I like that.
It's funny, isn't it? Like they keep them busy for a bit. Might learn to work. Might come back with two new moves.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's just trying to
Better footwork and technical fundamentals.
solve the logjam, aren't we? Doing what we can. Do you want to finish this bitch? Because we're done.
No, yeah.
We're finally done.
I'd love that.
Go for it. You want to do the closers? You want me to do the closers?
You're better at outros than me.
All right, okay. I was going to say if you finish up, but follow us all at WhatCulture WWE on X. Not me, Michael Hamflett on Cameo, but you can find Michael Sidgwick at
M. Sidgwick.
You can find our brilliant and long-suffering producer Adam Nicholas at
It's Adam Nicholas.
Stay tuned for more podcasts, including an AW Dynamite Blood and Guts preview that's in your feed now and the review that will be coming tomorrow that Wilborn, again, is going to miss because he's cheating all the co-eds. And until next time, we will see you soon.
Like, share, subscribe.